Why have there been so many changes to the maker rewards?
So why have there been so many changes? So something that's really interesting is the challenge of bootstrapping an order book protocol in a decentralized way, in that, because as of right now, to the best of our knowledge, we don't have any market makers. So this is pretty much just all individuals making the order book. And how do you do that? Especially at the start, you need to incentivize them. And that's extremely common in crypto. There's always, at the start of any protocol, there's some sort of like incentive to, in one way or another, provide liquidity. And essentially, at first, we realized that the first few iterations of maker rewards were such that it caused the price to move in extremely unnatural ways, in that it can go up dramatically and very, very quickly, but at the same time, it can go down dramatically and very, very quickly. Now, and by up and down, I mean the price of GDX. Now, we're not in the business of, and we have no interest in manipulating or in any way the price of GDX. It doesn't matter to us whether the price of GDX is high, whether it's low. That's up to the market to decide. But what we don't want is, we don't want a handful of whales manipulating the GDX price for their own gain in terms of raking in the maker rewards. So one example of this that we found is that in the old model, because maker buys had to be fully filled, what people were doing was that they would swap sell to bring the price down to fill their own maker buys. And we don't want that incestuous action going on. So to combat that, we made it such that you can get rewards even if your orders aren't filled. And there are other problems, such as the rewards incentivized placing liquidity, like placing your orders all around the current price. So what would happen, for example, when the GDX token price crashed a lot the first time? What was happening was that all of the orders were fixated within a very narrow range around the current price. And when people came in and swap sold to fill their own maker buys, what that essentially kicked off is that they went through the liquidity of buy orders, and that was all concentrated around the current price. So once they went through that, the price effectively went into free fall. That caused people to panic. They sold, and it became just this vicious cycle until eventually that ran out of steam. So since our latest iteration of maker rewards, you can see now that the order book's much more healthy. It's much more organic. The price action is organic. It's in a continuous manner. It doesn't just go in these like very abrupt, discrete jumps. So why have we changed the rewards so much? Because it's extremely, we've had simulations, but it's extremely difficult to know with these things until you put it out there in the wild. And there hasn't been, we're the first of our kind. We don't have any case studies to look at. We don't have history to aid us. So we're carving out the path. And in carving out a new path, you're going to find some dead ends, and you'll need to change course. So that's completely normal. But I mean, I think I'm very proud of us that within less than 2 months, we landed on the right model to incentivize real liquidity and to incentivize real users, rather than users who don't care about the project and are just abusing the rewards.